title screen is very moody. All right, let's get going. Today we are going to start a brand new game. We are going to play Blueprints. I'm very excited to play this game. This is one of the games that has gotten a huge amount of attention. It's gone semi-viral for like being just kind of out of left field. Took everyone by surprise with how deep and impressive it is. Fingerprints? I don't know what that means. And it's supposed to be very fun, very addictive. I am anticipating I will need lots of notes for this. I have heard this is a game that does well with note-taking. And paying attention to details. So let's jump on in and get started. Oh, hang on. That was just me sitting really still. For a second there, I thought my stream froze, but it was just that I was sitting very still for a moment. New game. Dogubon presents in association with Raw Fury. Hey, we love some Raw Fury. Okay. Old dude. Probably the guy who...
I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore.
Hi, Pitt. How are you? Yes. Time for Blueprints.
I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in, and to the house and land which I...
Still chugging along in Claire? Nice. Me too. We're near the end of Act 2, I think.
The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse.
Okay.
In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993.
1983, huh?
S. Sinclair.
Blueprints. Day 1. Oh, geez. So I'm going into this with no understanding yet of what we're dealing with. the grounds. Can I run? Oh. Oh. There's a directory. Entrance hall. Okay. Hi, Jelly Duck. Hi, Andy Leo. I'm going backwards because there's something down here. Okay, as of now, I cannot seem to, like, sprint. Jelly Duck, you're already the VIP. You don't need to snatch the crown. Going backwards is gamer way. Yeah, seriously. There is stuff down here, so this is relevant to know. It is dark, so I'm kind of thinking I'll need a flashlight or something to do anything here. Okay. There's a slow walk and a fast walk. Yeah, go ahead and don't tell me as I figure things out. Because a lot of these things will be things that I figure out as I go. But I would like to go in with no assistance if possible. Okay, we have a road. And there is a gate. The night is dark and full of terrors. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's a little tent. Now, is this a campsite? Due to the rules set forth in your great uncle's will, you are not allowed to stay in the estate overnight. Luckily, however, your scouting skills have been put to good use to fabricate a very respectable off-site sleeping quarters. You may call it a day at any time from the blueprint menu, R2. This can be accessed by picking up the blueprint in the entrance hall. Okay. Got it. Blueprints, day 1, run 1, experience first hour right now. Yes. We are going in blind. We are going in with no knowledge. How are you doing, Nick? Let me give you all some shouties. I see Jelly Duck. I've been wanting to watch some of y'all play this game, but I've been staying away because, obviously, I've been staying away. But yeah, we're in the beginning of it now. Let me get your vote, Jelly Duck. I have a notebook ready to take notes if I need to. All right, let's go entrance hall. We know that there are some things we can do down below or outside of the estate. But there's like a gate over here that might be something eventually. I feel like everything is going to be something eventually. Okay, entrance hall. Rank 1, huh? Searching the estate can be exhausting. Each time you enter a room, you lose one footprint step things. When you can no longer have any footprints left, you'll be too tired to continue searching the manor and must call it a day. Okay, so we have 44 more steps to do. Why would you need notes? This is a silly puzzle game. There's no way you need to take notes. There are only a few things I have heard about this game in advance, because I've not let myself watch any gameplay at all. Thing number 1 I have heard is taking notes is good. Oh my god, that is a loud ass motorcycle or whatever it is. Thing number 2, is that there is more to it than just finding the 45th room. It was a group, yeah. I was like, damn. There is more to it than that. And if you think that the game ends there, you will be very sad. Or you'll be sorely mistaken. Okay, let's read these things. And there are other little things, but Nathan has a writing pad with like 30 pages minimum of notes. Yeah, I have heard people have dedicated notebooks for this game. Open only in the event of my death. I mean, we know that. Simon, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. With that said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. 1. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside, but we can find things. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate. You may not stay overnight. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the successes of the previous day. One final word of advice. Do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half century, and even I am uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, "Don't go where the path leads. Abandon the path and go where you want it to lead." Cute. With all my love and wishes, best of luck, Herbert Sinclair. All right. The Mount Holly Blueprint. Blueprints. Ah. This will serve as a useful map and inventory log during your adventure. You may access the blueprint menu by pressing R2. Okay, so we have, I see. We are here, in theory, right? There's something here. Antechamber. Interesting. So this is a 9x5 grid. Got it. Hence 45 rooms. Entrance hall. Steps. Inventory. Let me see this. Yeah, okay. Entrance hall. Past the steps and beyond the grand doors, admission to Mount Holly is granted by way of a dark and garish lobby, suitably called the entrance hall. From here, each guest's adventure begins. However, the 3 doors that proceed onward do not always lead to the same adjoining rooms. Type permanent blueprint. Rarity not applicable. I see. There is some sort of a little blueprint square just to my right of my cursor, and then there is call it a day, which we're not going to do. Okay. That's lovely. Is there anything else to read here? There's a Queen of Hearts, an Ace of Spades on the wall. For my sort of like initial run, I'm going to just kind of like, I think just kind of go, and then we'll see from there, you know, because I'm not even sure what notes will be useful yet, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's see what happens when we go into another room. Okay, select a room to draft. I can go to the bedroom. Whenever I enter this room, I gain 2 steps. Closet, gain 2 items. Or hallway, which just seems to be a connection of some sort. Yeah, I don't try to get bogged down by trying to catch everything. Exactly. I kind of want to see what happens if I just go, and then that will give me hopefully some sort of a hint about, some sort of idea about what makes the most sense. So, I don't think a hallway makes a lot of sense as of right now, To me, the thing that actually makes the most sense is getting a closet here. And the reason why is that will give me items, so I can learn how items work. It's a dead end, but also I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing anyway. So let's make a closet and see what items there are here. Okay, we have a key, and I don't think I get to choose. I think it's just what they are. And a sledgehammer. Okay, can shatter padlocks on locked trunks. I found a heavy sledgehammer. Nice. So now my inventory, I have, got it. Below my steps, I have keys, gemstones or diamonds or whatever, and coins. Keys can be used to unlock locked doors you find in the house. Gems can be used while drafting to pay for special floor plans. Oh goodness. Gold coins can be used in shop rooms found on the estate to purchase goods and services. And then I have a sledgehammer to shatter things. Okay, so, and it looks like that counted as 2 steps, one to go into the room and one to come out. So that is relevant. Let's go through this, see what our next options are. Okay, so here we have a parlor, which has a puzzle piece, a hallway, and a den that gives us +1 gemstone, right? The first room I drafted was the closet, yes. So I can come out of it. Hey, we have to start out and proud, right? We have to start out and proud. Okay, let's make a parlor here, I think. So I can see what this puzzle piece is all about. Yeah, as soon as I cross the threshold, I lose a step. Got it. All right, so we have a parlor. Game says we get it, Slur. Frog didn't come out of the closet, he burnt it down. Interesting. 2 boxes in this room are empty. There are 3 boxes in this room. This box is one of the 2 empty boxes. I see. Let's see what this says. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams this past Thursday. Lurk away, Jellyduck. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we had been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles, and I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I had played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write with the particulars of this game when I found the time, and I have included with this letter all the details which you will need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounding game. Okay. There will always be one box at least one box which displays only true sentiments. At least one box. There will always be at least one box which displays only false statements. Only one box has a prize within, the other 2 are always empty. Okay. And then this is presumably my key, wind-up key, a component of the parlor game. Okay. So at least one box lies, at least one box tells the truth. But we know that only one box does have a prize. So, that means there are 3 boxes in this room. That is, unless this game is hiding stuff from me, that is patently true. There are 3 boxes in this room. There are 2 boxes in this room are empty. We know that only one box has a prize according to the rules laid out here, right? Only one box has a prize. That means that both of these are true. There will always be at least one box which displays only false statements. This one says this is one of the 2 empty boxes. So if we assume these 2 boxes are both telling the truth, this box must be lying, which means this is the box with the prize. I'm going to put this in and see. Yep. 2 gemstones. Cute. There are 3 boxes in this room. If we can trust the room. Tricky fucking room, I'm watching you. Yeah, exactly. I feel like tricky fucking room, I'm watching you. is probably a sentiment we could apply a lot of to this game. Interesting. There's also there's a crowbar here. There's a rosary beads. There's that man. All right, let's go through this door. Okay, here we have a pantry, which gives us 4 coins, a den, which gives us +1 gem, or a spare room, which gives us, in theory, nothing. I have heard one thing people said, which is, generally speaking, one of your best things you can possibly do is always just create new rooms. Which, granted, these are all new rooms, but let's go. Let's go pantry, because we don't have any coins. So let's see what a pantry does. Okay. There's an apple. +2 steps. Got it. There's my 4 coins. The only one you can trust is SK. That's very fair. Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we've just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry. So that is telling me there are, thrown about throughout the house, 5 apples, oranges, and bananas, which give me 2 steps back, in theory, approximately each. Now, that basically just means this is a free room, because it costs us 1 to get in here and 1 to leave. So it really isn't more, it's just a free space, essentially. But that's interesting. Okay. He is perfect, yes. Wicked Witch watching intently. I know, seriously. Okay. I mean, there's not much else. There's no cursor interactions coming up otherwise. So I'm thinking... Staircase. Okay. Let's just continue. So here we have a lavatory, a nook, which has a key, or a guest bedroom plus 10 steps. Let's see here. Got it. So one interesting thing here, and something I want to be potentially considerate of, is this is on a grid. This is a 9x5 grid. So one thing to potentially be aware of here is, if I make, for example, a lavatory here, that bottom left room space will potentially be unusable. It'll be inaccessible from any direction, right? Whereas if I pick the nook, there will be a door leading into that. I don't know if maybe one of the things you need to do in this game is actually fill out the map. And so maybe maybe the goal is you have to do a run where you get to all 45 rooms, and that's the only way you can get to the antechamber. Interesting. So is there an axe option? There is a sledgehammer so far, but that's to break locks in theory, not walls. Okay, lavatory sounds like a bad 90s villain, or a really shitty drag queen. All right, let's put a nook here because that'll give us access to that corner, just so I don't block it off unnecessarily. You changed your name to Latrine? Yeah, it used to be Shithouse. I know. All right, so there's a key here. We have 2 keys now. What else is there in here? There's books, but I can't seem to access the books. I feel like a lot of these things are going to wake up at some point. You know what I mean? Like right now, they don't do anything, but eventually they will. A journey noteworthy. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down some of your notes and observations. A pad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly, a journal will prove to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on your journey. Interesting also that beside is like different script than everything else. You know? Everything else is written in all caps, the word beside is written in slightly italic lowercase. Very weird. Let's wait for the musical number with a candlestick. Yeah, okay. But like, I feel like maybe once I get a little further in the game, like, this may turn into something, you know? I'm thinking like Hades, right? You pay the court architects to like add upgrades to your run, and so I feel like things like this will be things like that. I don't know. All right, let's go in here. So this is a dead end room. Jack sat on the candlestick. This is why Jack's in the R. I know, don't do that. Okay, so here we have a storeroom, lavatory, or boudoir. Now, interestingly, so the lavatory is one dead end. Storeroom gives us a bunch of stuff. Boudoir has, in theory, nothing in it. I'm curious because these two both are like true dead end rooms, which would actually fit the blueprint nicely. The boudoir, in theory, has a door going to the parlor. Now, I'm guessing that won't actually reconnect to the parlor. So I think what I want to do is make this an actual dead end room. That way I don't waste the boudoir room with a potential door somewhere else. So I'm going to do storeroom. Post nut regret. Alright, let's see here. Another key. Another gem. One key, one gem, one thing. Okay. Let me just... I mean, every ER nurse I've ever known has seen that story play out. Alright. So now, though, we do have to actually like go back through these rooms. Because that's a lot of dead ends there. We found some good stuff. We're down to 36 steps left, which is kind of rough. So let's go here. We can make this a hallway, a commissary, items for sale, cute, or a spare room. I like the idea of a hallway here, though. Gem requirement. Let's just go hallway here, see what happens. Because this has a nice, it's flat against the side. Hi. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. So does that just mean this side of the house are more likely to be locked? That's interesting. Hi, David. How are you? Thank you for the stretch redeem. Okay, I don't think there's anything else in here as of yet, so let's keep going this way. Ooh, okay, so this is another corner room. So we could do guest bedroom, office, stretch harder next time. Well, get over here and help me. You don't make it have to talk to other streamers. But you gotta say something about that David hitting this guy. He is a cutie patootie. He is. Absolutely correct. Okay, so I can make it an office. Opportunity to earn and spread coins. I can make it a guest bedroom. Okay. Got it. So I actually have to pick one. I don't think I need keys at the moment. So let's make this an office. Okay, that ate up 2 gems. So it wasn't just got it. Okay, so here's my room numbers. Entrance hall, parlor, closet, storeroom. Got it. So parlors are common. Closets are common. Storerooms are common. Nooks are common. Pantries are common. Offices are rarity standard. The house just ate my gems. Oh, nom, 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 nom. So this seems to be the level, the rarity above commonplace. Yeah. Nothing there. Antechamber, blueprint objective. Bedrooms, hallways. Hallways are common. Green rooms, shops, red rooms. Okay. So let's go in here. There's another door. Ooh. So there's a floppy disk, upgrade disk, huh? A floor plan upgrade disk. Insert into one of the estate terminals to permanently upgrade one of your floor plans. There we go. So this is how we upgrade our runs, essentially. Things like that. That's one permanent upgrade. What does this do? I'm sorry. Oh. I see. Please check if any books matching these titles are available for purchase in Reddington. Flight of the Queen, March of the Count, Fall of the Lord, Passing of the Barons, Herrings of the Major. Had a little trouble reading the Baron's writing, so I am not sure if the last title is intended to be Hearings or Herrings, but knowing Herbert, I suspect either would be suitable. March of the Count is in black, the other 5 are in red. Let me just see this other paper. Is this also something? It is. The antechamber in the greenhouse is broken again. The antechamber lever in the greenhouse is broken again. I don't think there is enough time to put in another work order before Simon arrives. So just be sure the west and east levers are operational. It was a red herring. Okay, so it looks like the antechamber might be something that we have to access and pull a lever. And in order to do that, we either need to like fix the one in the conservatory or find the ones in the various wings. All right, insert disk. Floor plan upgrade program. Press enter. Scanning disk. Okay. Spare room. Spare room has been found on this upgrade disk. You will now have the chance to permanently enhance this room with one of the 3 different upgraded floor plans. Press enter. Oh, okay, so spare room we can turn into spare bedroom, spare green room, or spare hall. Spare bedroom probably grants us more steps, right? The bedrooms have all said they grant more steps. Spare green room probably does something. Hallways so far have not seemed like they do anything, so I'm inclined to do one of these two. Let's go spare green room. Yes. Floor plan has been successfully upgraded. Kind of love it because you happened across the office so early. Okay, so there's something here. Yeah. So clearly we don't know the combination to this safe. But we will find it at some point. There are a number of little triangles. You'll never draft the spare room not upgraded. Yeah. Which is kind of cute. Okay. Let's go through here. I'm sure there will be something that finds us. We can draft the spare green room that we just made, but nursery, whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5 steps. And I do have a gem. This seems like a more unique room, if that makes sense. Just looking at it. Nursery. That is commonplace. Drafting bedroom dead end. Drafted one time cost. Okay. Well, anyway, it does seem a little unique. There's a book. The Red Prince by Marion Marigold. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It is the only true color, the prince often said. Moose-coated. He could not stand the sight of a canary or crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. So he always had a book to turn his eyes down, if he was ever outside when the clouds weren't around. And do you know which book the prince always had? Well, one that made him happy whenever he was sad? The story he had read in the bath and on the bed. Maybe you can guess with the clues we have said. It was the story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from his toes to his head. And as you, my reader, might already assume, this book is quite near you, in fact, in the same room. A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book, the red book we just read. Everything is red and he has a book? Yeah, moose-coated. Yeah. Rubik's Cube. Cannot access the Rubik's Cube. Cannot access any of those things. Okay, well, it said in here opportunity to. I wonder if the safe is our like opportunity to expend coins, if that makes sense. So we still need to find that. Okay, let's go this way. Elizabeth Hathaway situation, yeah. The red book we just read, seriously. Oh. Corridor, guest bedroom, or chapel. Now, if I am correct about this, if I make the guest bedroom, I'm stuck. That's the end of the run, basically. But I might already be stuck anyway, actually. Unless I do the corridor. The corridor might be my only opportunity to get through here. I don't think I can draft anything else. If I didn't notice I couldn't interact with the computer, I'm not going to do it. Because I'm trying to do this without any insight. I think that's my only option, was to draft this. Okay. So from here, I can make a bedroom. I can make the spare room, or I can make a den. The den has the most doors. So I'll make the den. Because I also haven't made a den before. Oh. Step down. Weird. Cute, though. There's my gem. Fireplace. Haha. Key, coin, another gem. Love that for me. We are getting rich here. We have so many keys. I have yet to find a locked door. We have so many keys. This is a very large clock. Okay, we can go either direction. Let's go right. So, lavatory is a dead end. Chapel. Okay, so I do like, it seems like whenever you draft a room, it does change up. It doesn't necessarily make this door. Yeah, okay. It makes it so that it's that way, which is good. Let's do the observatory. +1 shiny thing. +1 shiny thing each time you drafted observatory. I have a shiny thing. What is my shiny thing? We'll have to see. Maybe there's a book in here that explains. The Fixed Stars. The Stargazer's Companion to Constellations. Okay. By Richard Witt. Next page. This book contains a complete starbase, a list of constellations and observed effects that accompany the appearance of each one. Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day, different constellations of various sizes may be visible, sometimes more than one on a single day. This book, a solid base for astronomy, will help you easily identify these constellations, impress your friends, and discover the joys of stargazing. North Star, 1 gold. The Twins. 2 trunks have been added to the entrance hall. The Slice, +3 steps. Diamondus Minor, +1 gem. The Southern Cross rooms with 4 doors are more common today. Farmer's Apple. Apples are extra delicious today, so maybe extra steps for those. Clavis the Key, +1 key. Diamondus Major, +5 gems. Draxus the Dead. Dead end rooms are more common today. The Sale. Everything is 50% off today. Florealis Bloom of the Sky. Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers today. There are pages missing as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're missing 6. 7, 8. We're missing 9 and 10. 13, 14. And we're missing 16 through 19. And so these each correlate with the number of stars. I can spin the globe. Okay. Okay. No, I want to spin it this way. Oh, I can't for some reason. I can tilt it up. Okay, I can tilt it up. Now we can go do that, and now I should be able to view. Okay, so there is a single star. Constellation effects only trigger when clicked on. Got it. Okay. We have found a star. Curious. +1 star for each time you've drafted the observatory. So that implies to me... Oh, this game should be enjoyed exactly as you want to enjoy it. Yeah, exactly. I think there's no wrong way to play it, if that makes sense. That implies to me that either you'll be able to draft this multiple times in the same run, or you'll be able to, it'll be cumulative over every run, Probably the latter, though, or probably the former, but I don't know. We'll find out. So I gained a coin for that. Okay, let's go here. Bedroom, spare green room, or boudoir. I'm not too worried about steps yet. So let's make this spare green room that I upgraded. Okay. Doesn't seem to have anything in it yet, but I suspect... Wait a minute, can I take that? No? No? Okay. I suspect eventually it will. I need 2 gems to draft a veranda, so I can't do that. Lavatory is a dead end. Chapel is not. Whenever you enter the chapel, lose a coin. Let's see what's in the chapel. Okay, so we lost our coin. Paying tithies. Smothering tithies. There's another coin, or another door there. 1. These have numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There's 7 thingies here. Okay, I'm getting Game of Thrones, The Light of the Seven. So the hoe is first. Lady with the hoe. This is the kind of stuff I may want to start writing down. The chef. The one with the pitchfork. The chimney sweep. The maid. The equestrian, I guess. The hoe is first, but who's on second? And then the king. Alright, let's go through this way. This door is locked. Yeah, we'll use a key. We have 4 of them. Okay. Having the commissary next to the chapel kind of sucks, but... Secret passage leads to a room of a color of your choice. Ooh, interesting. So I wonder, does this mean one I've already drafted and it creates a secret passage to a room I've already drafted, or does it create a new room? That's an interesting one. It does have a nice... This one has a non-dead end. Let's see the secret passage. I want to see how this works. Orange room, green room, purple room, red room, gold rooms. Got it. So let's see. Result blueprint. Green room upgrade. Huh. Okay. Observatory blueprint. Rarity standard. Hallway. Got it. So, this one's a 3 rarity. Unusual. Red rooms. Commonplace. Entry, red room. Watch over by the 8 Aegean angels depicted in stained glass. Hang on, there's an 8th. I'm not gonna go in if I can help it. But yeah, there must be one behind that that's the 8th. Interesting. Okay, so the only type of room I don't think we have any of is gold. Oh. Showroom. Luxury items for sale. Commissary, regular items for sale. Aquarium, every color of room. However, I don't have gems for either of those, so we'll do the showroom because it's got the special cost bypassed. Got it. So shops must be like the gold rooms. Ah. So that has a shopping cart icon. That does not. Maybe not yet. I don't know. This one does though. Oh, that's just okay. That's just two to shop. Sure, around luxury. 20 coins. Ooh, that's a lot of coins. You appreciate that it's a dead end? Yeah, exactly. It's a dead end. Moon pendant, which I don't have enough coins. But okay, this is what I was hoping for. Is it would tell me what they do. If you call it a day while wearing the moon pendant, you can start tomorrow with 2 of the items in your inventory. Okay, so it saves 2 of the items in your inventory. That's cool. Master key opens all normal doors. Chronograph. While drafting, you may rewind time after drawing new floor plans. You are more likely to draw tomorrow rooms while drafting. Tomorrow rooms? That's a whole mechanic I haven't heard of yet. Silver spoon. Whenever you gain steps from eating, gain twice that many steps. Okay, all of those seem great, but obviously I have no money, so we'll keep going. This door is locked. Yeah, we'll use it. A key, because we've got so many keys. Okay, so we're going over here now. Damn. Dead end rooms. We still have a path out of the den. I can't do this because I don't have I don't have anything. So we're going to draft the guest bedroom because I should get an additional 5 steps plus the 10 steps from this. Just be rich, nerd. Okay, yeah, very Paris Hilton. Stop being poor coded. We'll draft the guest bedroom. I should get 5 automatically and then 10 when I enter it. Yeah. There we go. And that'll give me enough to like go back without struggling too much. Car keys. A spare set of car keys. I'm sorry? Sinclair, just wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality somehow made up for your own absence. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. So this person knew about the shifting rooms and stuff. It was well worth the wait, though, as I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles and appreciated that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Hoping your health improves shortly. David? Mwah. There's your kiss. Okay, so I have car keys. Oh, hang on. The only car left on the estate should be in the garage. Interesting. Okay. All right, we're going to lose a whole bunch of steps doing this. And a coin, because we have to go back through the chapel. But I believe this is the room we haven't gone through yet. Yeah, draft a floor plan. So I want something that has as many... Oh, I think I might be stuck. I think I might actually be stuck. Both of these turn into the wall. Both of these turn into the wall. So let's... I don't have the gem requirement for this one. So let's draft a boudoir, because that's a room I haven't drafted before. That way, because I have drafted... I guess I've drafted a guest bedroom before, but never a regular. But let's draft the boudoir. Just because I've never done this, and there might be something totally unique in here. That counts as plus 5 steps. This is blocked off, because that should be a door, but it isn't. But there might be some info in here. There's a Dancy lady, a thingamajigger. Doesn't seem to be anything I can interact with here. Oh, there's a safe. There's fully a safe back here. But I have no information about what the code could be. Yeah. Interesting. Maybe there's a clue in here? But I feel like this is the kind of thing that I will eventually get pieces of paper that give me clues. Like, in order to find the code of the safe, look at the number of paintings, and then the number of pairs of shoes, and then the number of, chairs or something like that in the room. Den. Still missing a lot of rooms there. Bedrooms, we found guest bedroom, boudoir, and nursery. Found the showroom and the chapel. I think our run might be done. Obviously, there could be things I'm missing. Count the number of books in every room, divide by the number of shoes across everything. Yeah, exactly. Easy peasy. I think our run might actually be done, because unless there's... other things... Bath. Problem is, a lot of stuff looks like it should be something, but I can't interact with any of it, Like this hat. Or these paintings. Or these vases. I've already read this. Okay. I will check out the computer really quick just to see. Run payroll. Checks will be placed in staff members' room. Servants' quarters, maid quarters. Spread gold in the estate. Sure. Terminal password. Don't know anything about that. Okay, so yeah, we can gain some little bits of coin. A little bit of coin, but not nearly enough to buy anything from the shop. The $8 million item shop. Yeah. Okay, that's cute. Yeah, I think our run might be done because there's no more doors to open. We've successfully locked ourselves off. So I think, unless the garage is like hanging out here, which I don't think it is. I think it's a room in the house. I'm going to call it a day and see what happens when I call it a day. Call it a day. Tomorrow you will awake to find the rooms of the estate as well as your current inventory will have been reset. Call it. We'll run an ad while we're doing this. Mount Holly, charming cottage. That is cute that it puts the observatory on there. I don't know if it always does that, but I found an observatory and it was over there. So that's actually kind of cute if that's actually how it's doing. Total rooms 19, rank reached 5, steps taken 51, items found 3. Okay. Save and continue. We're going again.